Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we're experimenting with a bit of copper chloride, and I've got 360 grams of pins split across 3 beakers. So this is going to be a rabbit and hare sort of race. In beaker number 1 I'm going to add hydrochloric acid and hydrogen peroxide, and in beaker number 2 I'm going to be using hydrochloric acid and an air pump, and in beaker number 3 I'm going to be using both. And I want to see whether it's better to use hydrogen peroxide or better to use an air pump, or how much faster it is to use both together. So I'm going to top these up to 700 mils each, and then we'll get started. Now I called this a rabbit and a hare race. So in beaker number 1 with the hydrogen peroxide, this is going to be the hare. It's going to use a lot of energy to begin with to dissolve all that copper into solution. Did I say rabbit and hare or tortoise and hare? I meant tortoise and hare if I said rabbit and hare. So I'm adding 50 mils of hydrogen peroxide, 12%. In number 2, this is going to be a tortoise. Slow and steady using an air pump. And then in number 3, first I'll add 25 mils of hydrogen peroxide. And then once the reactions settle down, I'll switch the air pump on. I'm going to leave these for a couple of hours, then I'll get back to you shortly and I'll explain a bit about what's going on in each of the reactions. Okay, so we're 2 hours into the reaction, and as you can see we've got a big array of different colours. So let's talk about what's going on in these beakers. Now in beaker 1 you got the hydrogen peroxide oxidising the copper. That's forming copper 2 chloride. Now once the peroxide is depleted, the copper chloride that's been created is going to become the primary etchant. It's going to attack the copper, it's going to oxidise it and reduce itself into cuprous chloride. Now in beaker 2, the oxygen from the air is dissolving into the hydrochloric acid. That's then going to react with the copper to form the copper 2 chloride, although it doesn't seem that it's actually started yet. As you can see, there is a bit of a colour change in the pins. Once the copper chloride is formed, like in beaker 1, the copper chloride is going to become the primary etchant. That's then going to turn into cuprous chloride, but then the cuprous chloride is going to be reoxidized back into copper 2 chloride, and the reaction is going to start again. And that's what's happening in beaker number 3. If you notice that it's a completely different colour to beaker number 1, it's a lot lighter. The cuprous chloride that's being created by the hydrogen peroxide is being reoxidized by that air bubbler. So beakers number 2 and 3 are being agitated by the air, so fresh acid's getting onto them pins. In beaker number 1, obviously I will have to stir it up every couple of hours, and we'll see how it goes. So the next time that you see me, we'll check in 24 hours time. We'll have a look at number 2, see if that's starting to dissolve copper yet, and then we'll take it from there. So it's been 7 days, and as you can see in number 3, almost all of the base metals have been dissolved. And the reaction has slowed down a little in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another 100 ml of hydrochloric acid. Just to get it over the finish line. And if we look at our hair, number 1, you'll see there's still a lot of base metal in there. Now this one got out the gates really quick, used up all its energy, and now it's slowed right down. The tortoise has overtaken the hare. It's been slowly plodding along, and as you can see, almost all of the base metals are gone from this one too. It's probably 2 days behind number 3. I'll let these continue and I'll get back to you when this one's done. Okay, so 9 days in and this one's done. The tortoise has beat the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. By a lot. There's still a lot of material there. So if you was wondering whether you should get an air pump, definitely. For the sake of £10–15, you're going to save yourself weeks. And these are useful for doing fingers, pins, throw them in your stock pot. Helps with the agitation and the oxidation. You can't lose. So now I need to see how much gold was in that 300 grams of pins, but to do that I need to get all this lot dissolved first. So I'm going to put both of the air pumps in that one and dissolve all that copper away, see how much pure gold we can get. Right, so it's been 16 days in total now. I've got it all filtered off and let's get in some aqua regia. I'm going to go with the poor man's aqua regia, so sprinkling the potassium nitrate. And I'll probably do 150 ml of hydrochloric acid. A bit of heat on, let it cook, and then we can get it filtered off and drop some gold out. Now it's time to get it filtered. I'm going with the vacuum filtration for this one. That was quick and easy. Next up, precipitation, and I'll be using ferrous sulfate I think for this one. Now I'm not expecting a huge amount from this. I'll be surprised if there's more than half a gram in there. We'll see. I'll leave it to settle out and see what we get. Right, let's have a look at what we got. Let's add a bit of a rinse with some water. I'm going to give it a quick boil in some 20% hydrochloric acid just to clean it up, and then I can dry it off and get it weighed. Okay, so it looks like there's more than half a gram there. Let's actually find out what it is. Press the right button. Right, so there we have it, 0.9 grams. That's a little more than I was expecting. Most of these pins came from hard drives. There's not enough there to really melt it into a button. But if you found the video interesting, give it a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish, and I'll see you on the next video.